All right, everyone to your places.
We're ready in here, sir.
How are we in the studio?
Stand by, sir. Get the lights.
Yes, sir. Striking.
Quiet on the set, please. We're on in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Craig Nolan.
And I'm Daniel Pineda.
Welcome back, Daniel.
Thank you.
My name's Adele Quo.
You remember.
Of course.
On assignment.
On assignment, yeah.
Okay.
Special report.
Special report. Well, we'll be looking forward to
Thank
that
you.
special report you've
That's
been
right.
working on now. Hopefully your on assignment was somewhere south.
It was fun.
Where it's a little bit warmer. Well, we have our usual lineup of goodies here tonight in the show, our news and community bulletin board segments. Adele Quo is here with
It's Easy Being Green.
Indeed it is. Denise and her reviews, our News for Seniors segment, and then a little bit of remembrance of our dear friend Rich Massabny, who recently passed. And that's our show, but before we go, social media reminder.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News. And yes, number one. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. Craig, to the news.
Gracias, Senor Pineda. As promised now, first of our news stories. Well, Fast and Furious isn't just an outlandish Hollywood film franchise, oh no. A fast driver left cops and other drivers furious when he sped away from Tyson's Corner and crashed in Arlington trying to evade police. On Thursday, April 20th, at around 3:20 in the afternoon, a man presented what could possibly have been fraudulent identification to employees at an Apple store in Tyson's Corner Center. After the employees notified police, the suspect took off in a Chevy Malibu with another person. After authorities found the vehicle and signaled for the driver to stop, the suspect kept driving. The pursuit ended near North Sycamore Street and 22nd Street in Arlington. The vehicle struck a fire hydrant. The driver fled on foot and still remains at large. The passenger, however, was captured and charged. If you have any information about this, police are asking for your help. You can call Crime Solvers at 1-866-411-TIPS. That's 1-866-411-8477. The suspect, who escaped, is described as a man in his early or mid-20s, around 6 feet in height, between 180 and 200 pounds, and he wore a white T-shirt and white pants. So Arlington police are hoping you can help them solve this chase mystery here. My goodness. Daniel.
And Craig, something that was not a fast endeavor and may leave you either furious, fantastic, or indifferent is the 2018 Arlington County budget. The county board held a meeting on Saturday, April the 22nd to agree on the fiscal year 2018 budget. The balanced budget comes to $1.25 billion. The board decided on several key investments, including Arlington Public Schools, which will receive $23.3 million more than in 2017 to help ease the strain of growing enrollment. Metro will receive over $14 million more funding. The affordable housing budget will receive $1.3 million more over this year's amount. Various roadway improvements, including for Columbia Pike and Lee Highway, will also be funded, plus a total of $100,000 will help support an undocumented and mixed-status Arlington-based families and individuals, including refugees. For more information about the 2018 budget, visit the website at newsroom.arlingtonva.us/category/budget. A lot of numbers there, Craig.
Lots of numbers. That's a big budget for Arlington, $1.25 billion with a B. Our next item here in our news segment, so that's the good news on how the county will spend its money. Now for some news on how it will receive money. At the latest board meeting, the county board voted to increase property taxes for fiscal year 2018 by 1.5 cents. That means Arlington residents may pay on average about an extra $277 more than last year. The tax increase is less than what the board said would be the maximum rate of about 2 cents. The money will fund the additional metro and public school investments. Daniel.
Well, Craig, in addition, fees such as solid waste, water, sewer, accessory, homestay permits, and the residential utility tax will increase. Both public bus systems will raise their fares, that is Arlington Transit or ART, and specialized transportation for Arlington residents, otherwise known as STAR.
And also, the outcome of money the board is investing in local public schools has been recognized recently by at least one major institution. The U.S. News & World Report 2017 Best High Schools list just named Yorktown as Virginia's 6th best high school. Number 1 in Virginia was T.J. Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology in Alexandria. It is also ranked 6th in the nation. Yorktown was listed as 225th in the nation out of a possible 2,609. The rankings are based on proficiency test performance, graduation rates, and AP participation rates and scores. Washington Lee was ranked 18th in Virginia, and Arlington, Mill, and Wakefield were listed but not ranked. So that's good news for Arlington High Schools. Daniel.
Congratulations to Yorktown and Washington Lee High School. Well, it's not just schools that have been recognized nationally. Niche.com, a website dedicated to helping users find the best places to live and go to school, listed Arlington as the #1 place to live in Virginia. Niche's rankings considered attributes such as employment, crime, housing, and how good the local schools are.
Good local schools here. All right, Daniel. We'll be back with CBB as promised right after we hear from Adele and
It's easy being green. You know,
Thanks for the
Take
great
it away,
welcome.
Adele.
Thanks so much. And we're going to keep it going here. The spirit of Earth Day is still going strong in 2017. Joe Treefrog and I dug up a couple recent surveys that validate and celebrate our efforts for Arlington to land in the top 10 of America's most environmentally friendly cities. The top ranked greenest cities in America are making environmental changes just like individual people do, one step at a time. For 2017, Smart Asset ranked the 446 largest U.S. cities using 11 different metrics. And Arlington ranked number 6. 5 metrics assess the quality of life a city can provide, such as Arlington's average high school graduation rate is 85%, and the unemployment rate is just 2.7%. 6 metrics measure environmentally friendly factors such as housing density, EPA air quality, the average household carbon footprint, percentage of clean commuters, number of farmers markets, and local government use of renewable energy. Based on the green metrics, the EPA reports that over a quarter of Arlington's energy comes from renewable sources, including wind and solar power. And 41% of his workers are clean commuters who carpool, walk, bike, or use public transit to get to work. This means that Arlington is a great place to live if you want to raise your family in a city that's environmentally friendly. Yet Arlington can still do better to lower its average household carbon footprint and figure out a way to lower the EPA air quality index, since a 51 score means we're not enjoying clean air as much as some of the other top 10 cities. Additionally, Washington, D.C., Arlington, Alexandria snagged the number 3 spot in Architectural Digest's report of the top 10 greenest cities in America using List Shack's new data that points to the cities best implementing the use of LEED certified buildings, bike lanes, farmers markets, electric car plug-ins, and parkland percentage. Arlington landed on these top 10 lists, no thanks to gridlock, our infamous traffic jams, and high cost of living. But once you reach your destination via public transit or other clean commute, you can enjoy plenty of parkland and prepare meals from local farm fresh produce from our farmers markets. So remember, it's easy being green when every day is Earth Day in Arlington.
Go public transportation.
That and
Yeah.
farmers markets.
Yeah.
We are really well known for those farmers markets.
Every day is Earth Day.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Every day is Earth Day.
And
Thanks,
with all
Adele.
the farmers markets opening up now, I'm sure.
They're coming around. It's that time of year again. All right, thanks, Adele.
You're
welcome.
We appreciate it. Here we go. As promised now, our Community Bulletin Board, or CBB file. Well, you usually hear about crime solvers in the news section with a number to report crime-related information. Now you have an opportunity to pull back the curtain a bit and meet the people supporting the group. Arlington County Crime Solvers is inviting the public to its 2017 Law Enforcement Officer of the Year Awards. The event will be held Thursday, May 4 from 12 noon to 1:30 at the Salsa Room, which is located at 2619 Columbia Pike. The luncheon will feature presentations from county officials, the county sheriff and police chief, and keynote speaker Congressman Don Beyer. The Arlington Chamber of Commerce will receive the first Law Enforcement Recognition Award to a community organization. There will also be a special recognition award for the founding president of Crime Solvers. You can visit their website. Take two, should be on your screen there, www.arlingtoncrimesolvers, all one word, .org for more information. Daniel.
Well, Craig, another item approved in the 2018 county budget is the new Fresh Farms Farmers Market in Roslyn. The open-air market will be located at the Central Place Public Plaza at 1800 North Lynn Street, where between 6 and 10 vendors are expected to be set up. The market will be open on Wednesdays from April through November from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Visit freshfarm.org for more information on this and other Arlington-based markets. Craig.
And Daniel, also in our CBB file, the Arlington Farmers Market is back. They're back all across Arlington. One of the oldest markets in the region is the one down at Clarendon. It will be open from 3 to 7 p.m. each Wednesday through December. You can find produce, baked goods, and other favorites from regional producers and artisans. Come meet your neighbors and catch up with friends as you shop while enjoying local entertainers and musicians. Parking is free. Boy, you can't beat that. Here's a website for you. There should be on your screen, clarendon.org Farmers Market, and it's where you want to go for more details. Check out their website. All right, News for Seniors coming up. We'll be back with our News for Seniors segment after we hear from Denise and her review. Here's Denise.
Lorraine Hansberry's classic drama, A Raisin in the Sun, directed by Tazewell Thompson, is now playing at Arena Stage. It tells the story of an African-American family in 1950s Southside Chicago as they chase the American dream, or dreams, as the family isn't quite in sync on the matter. Walter Lee Younger is a bundle of nerves as he awaits the arrival of a $10,000 life insurance check that is coming to his mother Lena after the death of his father. He is trying to coerce his wife into helping him convince her that they should use the money to invest in a liquor store. Ruth is unconvinced. She reminds Walter that the money is Lena's and that Lena should make the decision on how it should be spent. To complicate matters, Walter's sister Benitha wants to be a doctor, not a housewife, another dream that will require a financial investment. Small in stature, Lizanne Mitchell plays Lena as a giant of a matriarch who decides to purchase a home for her family. Her dream is to get them away from the cockroach-infested apartment and her grandson into a real bed. She has chosen a home in an all-white community, and a visit by a new neighbor warns the Youngers that it will not be an easy transition. Lena represents 5 generations of proud, sturdy, hard-working people, and in the end unites her family members into realizing the dream that will best benefit all of them. Will Cobbs plays the frustrated Walter Lee, Dawn Ursula is the conflicted Ruth, and Joy Jones plays the ambitious and strong-willed Benitha. All of them turn in polished performances, but the family love may be best represented by the scenes that feature Lizanne Mitchell and Jeremiah Hasty, who plays her young grandson Travis. Award-winning Lorraine Hansberry had a brief but stellar career as a playwright. Almost 60 years after premiering on Broadway, A Raisin in the Sun still delivers an eloquent story of dreams, hard work, and perseverance. Just imagine the play she might write if she were alive today to view the civil rights struggles. Join the youngers at Arena Stage as they pursue their dreams through May 7th. I'm Denise Pringle. Now back to the news desk.
Thanks, Denise, and her spin on Raisin in the Sun. Thanks, Denise. We appreciate your review. Here we go. As promised, now our News for Seniors segment. Studies take two from organizations like the Mayo Clinic have identified at least 6 proven ways to help find lasting happiness as we get older. Focus on activities that give you a sense of achievement and not luck. Good or bad luck doesn't seem to change our happiness for long. For personal achievements like learning a new skill, well, they do. Express your gratitude daily through meditation or prayer because this practice can help you manage stress, reduce negative emotions, and increase self-awareness. Plan your to-do list to give yourself a sense of control and purpose to your day. Make breakfast a pleasant ritual to give yourself some time to sit and relax, reflect on the day ahead, and focus your energy. Use small gestures to strengthen and enhance personal relationships. Find something to look forward to every day. Meet with a friend, go to a local museum, take a class, or cook a new type of cuisine. Those are all good ideas. If you probably just practice just one of them, it might make a difference in your day. For more information, you can visit their website, should be on your screen there, 60andme.com/6 simple ways to stay healthy and positive after 50, all with dashes and hyphens and all that stuff in there. And no tiny URL that I could see in there. Daniel,
Well, these are great suggestions
They
for,
are good
for
suggestions.
everyone, not just seniors.
Just trying to do them, that's the hard part, I guess, right?
Well, correct. Seniors often equate not driving with being dependent, feeling trapped and losing spontaneity in life, which can make the decision to stop driving very difficult. Here are 10 warning signs from the AARP to help you decide. Almost crashing with frequent close calls, finding dents and scrapes on the car, on fences, mailboxes, garage doors, curbs, etc. Getting lost, especially in familiar locations. Having trouble seeing or following traffic signals, road signs, and pavement markings. Responding more slowly to unexpected situations or having trouble switching foot from the gas to the brake pedal or confusing the two pedals. Misjudging gaps in traffic and intersections and on highway entrance and exit ramps. Experiencing road rage or causing other drivers to honk or complain. Easily becoming distracted or having difficulty concentrating while driving. Having a hard time turning around to check the rear view while backing up or changing lanes. Receiving multiple traffic tickets or warnings from law enforcement officers. For more information, visit aarp.org/driver-safety or aarp.org and search for warning signs. Craig.
Driving is a full-time job. I don't know how people are doing this and driving at the same time. Anyway, next up on our News for Seniors segment here, remember to submit your nominee for Aging Champion, even yourself if you like, by Friday, April 28th of this year. Visit the Area Agency on Aging's website at https://agingdisability.arlingtonva.us/area agency aging. Should be on your screen there to download a nomination form and then email the completed form to another email address there, which also should be on your screen, or was, Arlington, with a couple of extra A's in there, va.us.
Wow.
And that's it. That's our seniors segment. We're done with seniors, and we'll be back with a little bye-bye after we look at some reminiscences of our friend Rich Massabny. Hi folks, my name is Craig Nolan. I'm the anchor of the Arlington Weekly News on AIM, Arlington Independent Media, channel 69 if you have Comcast, and channel 39, 38 if you have the other one. What is the other one? Fios, thank you. I have Fios, I should know. So for probably the past 20 or 25 years, Rich sat next to me on the news desk, even before we had a news desk on the Arlington Weekly News, and did his reports. And I would start and say by saying, and now here's our man about town for theater of the arts, food, and a whole lot more, Mr. Rich Massabny. And he'd say, thank you, boys, thank you, boys. And then he'd do his reviews. And before we had a teleprompter, everybody had to work off a hard copy. All of our scripts were printed, and we had the hard copy in front of us. Well, Rich always worked off the hard copy, and we transferred to digital at AIM, and now we have a teleprompter. We've joined the modern age, and we have a teleprompter, but Rich always stuck to his scripts, and it was just kind of part of his bit. He seldom looked at the camera. He was always looking down at his script, and he'd sometimes get lost, but he always had everything written out. He'd been to a particular theater, arena stage, or signature, and seen the play, and then came and did his reviews. Or he would go to a restaurant and sample the food, and maybe a Manhattan or two. and then come and do the review. And I always liked the fact that he wrote everything down and worked off the script, because we still have hard copies, and every once in a while the teleprompter just dies. It's just not there, you know. So if you don't have a hard copy, you don't have the script in front of you, then you're staring at the camera going, and waiting for that next line, and it doesn't come. But I remember Rich telling me the story of how he became Dick Joseph. He was working for the Arlington, or the Northern Virginia Sun, and he walked into the office one day, and the receptionist, I think he was just fairly new on the job, and the receptionist asked him what his name was, and he said, Richard Joseph Massabny. She said, no, that's too long, you're going to be Dick Joseph. He said, okay. So he became Dick Joseph, and he wrote a review, a column. He had a column on theater and entertainment in Washington, and started his career of going around to all of the theaters. He knew almost every maitre d' of every hotel in Washington. He knew a lot of restaurant owners, and they all knew him, and he was so gracious, I think, that they just kind of took him under their wings, and he became their friends while he was there reviewing them. They didn't know, maybe at the time, that he might not give them a good review, but he always had pretty good things to say about people. He was a people person, and I used to love to make him laugh. He had a great laugh, and I would talk once in a while. He told me about his coming up in Brooklyn, and they would be out walking around in maybe a not so nice neighborhood, and all of a sudden an argument would start with maybe the kids who were from a gang or a tough group. And so somehow, sooner or later, an alley apple would come into play. I'm going, an alley apple? What's an alley apple? He said, that's a brick. Somebody would throw an alley apple, and that would either end the discussion or take it to the next level. And he told me the story once about when he and some of his friends were walking home from school. They were quite young, probably high school age. And another group of young hoods or whatever at the time, which is an old school term, came up and started harassing them and calling them names and kind of taunting them. And Rich, who was probably one of the taller members of the group, came up to these guys and he said, I know Joey DeNave and I got his number. If you don't leave us alone. And the guy in one of the hoods stood back and said, oh, okay, you're good, no problem. And they left him alone. And Joey DeNave was a friend of his, and apparently one of the members of either a rival gang or this gang. And they knew Joey DeNave, and he took names and numbers and got things done. So the fact that he knew Joey DeNave and knew his number, or said he knew his number, saved him. I used to remember Rich would, on Wednesday nights, we tape our show every Wednesday night at AIM, and he'd usually be downtown reviewing or researching, doing his research usually at a watering establishment somewhere. And it was always kind of fun to see him come to the show. And he would usually show up in, coat and tie and jeans, most likely. So that's my outfit this afternoon. He liked good food. He was friendly to almost everyone. And when he started working on the show, Arlington Weekly News, he had a cooking segment. And that was one of the most popular parts of our show because he would have chefs, executive chefs from restaurants all around the Washington area. And they would come in and set up their stuff on a table with little electric hot plates and bring food, and they would make a meal in about 10 minutes of his cooking segment. So we always enjoyed Rich's cooking segments on the show because we knew we were going to be treated to some kind of fantastic menu delight that we wouldn't normally eat. So Rich's cooking segments on the Arlington Weekly News were very popular. And I think that even though Rich is gone now, it's just hard to believe. His words and his reviews will still ring for a lot of us, whether we watch television or not, will still ring in our hearts and our minds. He was a special guy, and I'm glad to have known him and just been part of his life. Thanks. All right, well, there's some remembrances
story.
of yours truly there, talking about just our days all of us had with Rich Massabny. He was a real integral part of our show, and we miss him. And,
We love him.
We also send our thoughts and just condolences out to Judy, because I know she's missing him too, and we just really enjoyed having him down here and being a part of our show. He was a character. He was something, and so we miss him. That was a little remembrance at his memorial service, which was held a few days back, a few weeks ago,
a couple
of weeks ago. So that's our show. Do we have how much time do we have? Any more time, or we got to go? What do you think, Mr. Bill? Mr. Bill's giving us the chit
Mr.
chat.
Bill.
Well, we survived Earth Day. Did any of you go down to the Arts Festival last Saturday, Sunday down in Clarendon?
Don't put Adele on the spot.
It was really nice. I mean, well, Sunday.
What about you, Daniel?
Saturday was kind of a washout, but Sunday was a little bit
Wasn't it
better, and they
raining?
had a lot of stands out there with people trying to sell their wares. A lot of different types of art, mixed media, and
You should sell your
painting and
Zenfei.
Zanfei. Well,
Zanfei?
I don't have
Zanfei.
enough of them. I only got about 6 or 7 of them. I don't
Show the
have
camera. Craig has some beautiful artwork
No,
himself.
it's not really. It's not really that great.
I'll wear
but
one
the-
next week.
Sunday, yeah, wear your Zanfei.
I
Well, you have
Sunday
nice
was a
one,
much
too.
better day at the Arts Festival because the weather shaped up a little bit, and there was
Oh, there he does. Don't move.
There you go.
Fancy. And how do you make those?
Handcrafted.
But I
Oh, this is not handcrafted.
I take a spoon and I take a spoon handle and start banging around on it with a rubber
It
mallet.
looks very good though.
So-
Oh, then that's a beauty.
Oh, that's a bling. That's a serious blinger there.
That's
wow.
an eye catcher right there.
That's right.
That's your deal breaker ring. Okay, we got to go. Thanks, Mr. Bill. That's a wrap
you,
for
Bill.
this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Thank you all for watching. Next week, if you're there, we'll be here and we'll try it all again. Have a safe week. Bye-bye.